Jack received a phone call that changed his life forever. When he answered, he heard only one sentence. "Your mother needs surgery within 48 hours, or it may be too late." Jack had only $5,000, but the surgery would cost $50,000. He had no relatives who could help, no rich friends, and no one to borrow from. That night, he opened his laptop and remembered all the videos saying, "One good trade can change your life." He looked at his mother's photo and whispered, "Mom, I'll save you, no matter what." With shaking hands, he invested every dollar he had into a single trade. At first, everything looked perfect. His account started growing. 5,000 became 6,000, then 7,000, then 8,000. Jack's heart filled with hope. He imagined walking into the hospital and telling his mother that everything would be okay. But just a few minutes later, unexpected news hit the market. The price collapsed without warning. The green numbers turned red. His profits disappeared, and then his entire account was wiped out. Jack sat frozen, staring at the screen. He couldn't breathe. He couldn't believe that years of hard work had disappeared in a few moments. That night, he sat alone outside the hospital with tears running down his face. He wasn't crying because he had lost money. He was crying because he believed he had failed the one person who had loved him unconditionally since the day he was born. The next morning, he walked into his mother's hospital room with empty pockets and a broken heart. Before he could say anything, his mother smiled, held his hand, and softly said, "My son, I don't need a rich son. I only need you alive, honest, and never willing to give up." Jack couldn't stop crying. Those words changed his life forever. He found another job, worked long hours every day, and spent every night studying trading instead of chasing quick money. He learned discipline, patience, and risk management. He stopped risking everything on one trade and started respecting the market. Months passed, then years. Slowly, his trading account began to grow, not because he became lucky, but because he became disciplined. One day, Jack walked back into the same hospital, not as a desperate son, but as a successful man. He paid every remaining hospital bill, thanked every doctor, and held his mother's hand with tears in his eyes. She smiled and said, "I always knew you would win, not because you were the smartest, but because you never stopped getting back up after every fall." Jack smiled through his tears and finally understood that real success is never about getting rich overnight. Real success is becoming the kind of person who never gives up, no matter how hard life tries to break them.